Welcome everybody once again. And I'm going to share as well my screen. So, okay. Today I'm going to take you through a presentation to showcase our solution iSell360. The presentation will be divided into two parts. The first part is to talk about what is iSell360 and what comes with it, how do we implement it, and stuff like that. So the features of iSell360. And the second part of the presentation will be to show the solution itself in a live mode. We're going to do some functionalities in it, run through them so that you see it in action. Let me start by saying, what is iSell360? In fact, it is a Salesforce automation that covers all of the features that you can see in front of you now, all the modules. So direct sales, known in the distribution world as also cash van previously, but now we call it as direct sales. The pre-sales, all the guys that goes to the market in their cars without having stock, so that they capture orders from the market or requests for returns, and then the delivery and the dispatching guy, which is the third module, is gonna deliver those pre-sale orders. The merchandiser, which also works on in those distribution companies in order to make sure that the products are available on the shelves, that the planograms are well met, they are compliant to the terms, to the contracts with the customers. Asset management, so that if you are a company that has some merchandising assets like coolers, gondolas, expensive gondolas, let's say, and you want to track them and make sure that you know each one of them, where is it available? So yeah, you can go through the asset management solution that is also embedded in iSell360. Supervisor, it's the first time that the supervisor in a distribution company has a module dedicated for him in order to manage, track, and control his fleet of salespersons and merchandisers. And then at the end, decision-making reports and dashboards for the management, for the team that manages the company, sales manager, accounting manager, finance manager. So all those guys that do the management part, they also have their part in the solution in order to view reports and take decision-making reports and trends. So this is first in a glimpse, just to describe what does iSell360 cover and what are the main pillars in it. The second point is that how iSell360 comes. Mainly it comes in two main apps, or if you want, in two aspects. The mobile part, which will be dedicated for the salespersons, the drivers, the delivery guys, the merchandisers that goes to the market. And then the admin part, which will be dedicated for all the other guys that does the management, which are the supervisors, the sales managers, accounting managers, warehouse keepers, and so on. Worth to mention, in our countries also, the solution comes in a hybrid mode. Means that if there's a connection, if there's a network, or there's a connection to the internet, the mobile part and the admin part works together in an online mode, real-time mode, so there is no synchronization, it's fully online. And if there is no connection as well, it works. So if there is no connection, it will cache the information on the device or on the admin part. And then when there's a connection established, the data will be integrated together or will fly from the mobile to the admin and vice versa. So here is an example. If you, for example, want to change a price, wants to change a promotion, or wants to add a customer to the route of a salesperson, you can do it in a real time during the day. When you partner with BNB, what you will be getting, or when you buy iSell360, what you will be getting? First, you will be getting the hosting. So iSell can be hosted at your premises, or also it can be hosted at BNB Cloud. We do prefer to host it at BNB Cloud and not at the premises, because you will have a faster time to market. You will not need to do investment on the hardware part or on the network part or the IT personnel, so everything will be managed by BNB. In case your company, for example, now has 50 employees and then it goes to 200 or 500 employees, you will not need to change your hardware or your network bandwidth, because everything will be managed by BNB due to the scalability, the reliability, and the redundancy of data. So our data is spread over 2 continents and with full redundancy. And also we do maintain high availability, which is 99.99% approximately. And for sure, you will be able to access the system anywhere and any place and at any time. So this is the first aspect of the solution. Second one is the support. We do have a call center 24/7. Upon which you can call anytime in case you need any enablement, any support, any help in activating a specific feature, because the solution is huge, full of features. So even if you got trained, sometimes you will need support to help you activate a specific feature. In terms of integration, the solution integrates with any of your systems, and mainly when we talk systems, we talk about ERPs and warehouse management systems. So it will integrate with them through top-notch APIs in order to streamline the flow of data between iSell360 and your ERP, and vice versa, ERP towards iSell360. Last but not least is the innovation part. Because the solution is built in a SaaS model, so software as a service, and because our team follows the continuous development, continuous delivery, agile model in development, we keep on doing releases during the year. Currently, we are doing 2 major releases per year, upon which you're gonna benefit from them free of charge. They will be loaded with features. I'm going to show you here just in a glimpse some of the, just give me a second, that's one. Some of the plans that we have for the coming 2 years in the roadmap of iSell360. So you're going to benefit from all those additional features, nice to have features, good modules, advanced modules like artificial like that will keep on coming into iSell360, and each one of you and each of our customers that will be working on that solution will benefit from those releases that will come twice a year free of charge. So those are the pillars mainly that you're going to get when you will be venturing with BNB for the solution of iSell. Second, I'm going to talk a little bit about the hardware, and then after that, I'm going to jump into the solution itself to see it running. So in terms of hardware, because the solution comes in 2 main parts, which we have just described, the mobile part and the backend part. So the backend part is, or the admin part, is a web application, so that you can run it on a tablet, or you can run it on a laptop, or even you can run it on your smartphone. So it is smartphone enabled. But also we have the mobile part. The mobile part is where the salesman will be working, the merchandiser and the drivers will be working. Those mobile parts over here in iSell360 can run on a hardware agnostic platform. Means you can run them on a consumer Android device, you can run them on a consumer iOS device, so Apple even, or you can run them on an enterprise device. And here we have to mention that we as BNB provide Zebra enterprise devices. So all the hardware, you can use it to run your solution, and even all the screen sizes, you can run it on a 5-inch, 6-inch, 7, 8-inch screen sizes. Also, when we talk about printing, so with those users that will go to the market, and especially when we talk about the cash van or the DSD, the direct sales guys, they need printers with them. So also the solution is compatible with any kind of printers or any size of printers. We do recommend the Zebra ruggedized printers. So we have a 3-inch, 4-inch thermal printer, or the dot matrix A4 printers, and those are some samples of the printouts that you might get from those printers. And you can see over here for the guys in Saudi, the QR code, that it is also e-invoice compliant. So the solution is e-invoice compliant, especially for the Saudi market. And for all the other markets, it complies with the regulations. But over here, the QR code is mainly well known in Saudi for e-invoicing. Now that we have spoken about the features that comes with iSell, the pillars, the hardware, now comes the part related to presenting the solution. And before we go into the quiz and before we do the presentation of the solution itself in a live mode, I'm just going to describe quickly what I will be doing in the second part. So I'm going to take a small workflow and do it, or a quick workflow, and do it through a live presentation of iSell. And that workflow will consist of a pre-seller, a pre-sale guy, for which I'm going to define the customers and the products and his route plan. Then this pre-sale guy will go to the market to do some visits. During those visits, we're going to see all the maps and geofence functionalities that comes with the solution. Then he will reach one of those customers. He will place some sales transactions like a sales order. So I'm going to place a sales order, collect money. And then in a real-time mode, I will be seeing, or I will be showing you how those pre-sales orders, that order and the money will affect the backend, and how the supervisor will be able to see in real time how his salesman is working in the market. Then I'm gonna browse the KPIs and the objectives and the achievements of that salesperson, how they are affected. At the end, he's gonna get back to the company to deposit the money that he collected, and we're gonna go through quickly some of the dashboards, the decision-making dashboards that comes with the solution. Now it's time to continue with the solution presentation. So before going into the questions, we spoke about the process that I'm gonna follow, and now I'm gonna take you through that process using the solution itself in a live mode. It looks like I did not share my screen, so second. Okay, so apologies, it was not shared. So now the screen is shared. I was talking about the customers. So this is the backend, and as I told you, the customers will be spread over the countries. They will be spread over regions. They might be spread over distributors. So all that kind of hierarchy inside your company can be managed through the admin part. Then for each of your customers, I'm going to take one of those customers now. So for each of the customers, I took Panda over here. You may have all the info related to that customer defined through the backend. It is either defined through the backend or integrated from your ERP. So both the scenarios are there, and you may decide to follow each one of them. Or you may have as well a hybrid mode whereby you get 80% of the info of the customers integrated from your ERP, and then the data that you cannot define on the ERP, it does not have a place in the ERP. Let's say, for example, the geofence number of meters. So how many meters you can be away from the customer to start the visit. This is an info that usually is not available at the ERP. You will be able to define it through the backend in that case. So you will have now over there a mix mode between getting the data from the ERP and then having the others defined in iSell. And you can see over here, the card of the customer is fully loaded with the customer size, the phone, the email, the phone number, the multiple addresses in case it has several branches, the credit limit, the credit terms, the payment days, the price list that he uses. The invoicing means the banking and the accounting stuff of that customer definitions, the GPS coordinate of the customer in order to see it on the map. So it's a fully loaded card for the customer. And worth to mention as well that we have the mobile number and the email address of the customer, so that every transaction that you do through the system, you can share it with the customers through WhatsApp or through automatic emails. So once we define our customers, we go to define our products. So also I mentioned, or I entered the products list. Here, I already have defined several products that you can see over here. You can group them by category, by family, by type, any kind of categorization you can set at the level of the product. And also for the product, if you click on one of them, you will be able to see that the product card also is full of unit of measurement, prices, different prices per region, per country, per sales channel, per customer, the sales, the variance of the item in case it is sold, for example, in different colors or in different flavors or in different whatever types, different barcodes also at the item level. the relation between the item and the stock. So all that information is defined at also the customer level. Now that we have spoken the customer level and the item level, I'm going to go to the routing. So if I go to the routes model, I'm going to click on it now in front of me. I visit the route that I'm using now on the mobile part. And you can see easily that the route is defined and it is already populated with some customers. So over here, a route is a set of customers that are related to the salesperson and that the supervisor defines and assigns to the salesperson. How the supervisor defines the routes? Easily, he will be adding customers to it. So if I click on edit, I can add customers over here, as you can see at the bottom. For each of those customers, I can define the schedule, means the frequency of the visit. So I'm going to click on the first customer, let's say. Over here, this customer is meant to be visited every day, every week. So I'm going to take another one, let's say this one. Okay, so this one is different. I'm visiting him every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Suppose that I want to define for the customer a frequency saying that I want to visit him every Tuesday, every 2 weeks. So Tuesday, every 2 weeks. What I will do is that I'm going to remove the ticks from all the other days. I'm going to select only Tuesday, and then I'm going to add 1 week so that every 2 weeks it gets repetitive. Do you see how much it's easy for the supervisor to define the frequency of visiting the customers? And then once I schedule those visits, automatically the system, what will it do? It will spread those customers over the calendar of the salesperson, taking into consideration the off days or the days off, okay? And also the sequence of the visits based on the GPS coordinates of the customers. So all is done automatically, spreading the customers over the calendar, removing the days off, and then setting the customers in a sequence following their GPS coordinates, as you may see over here inside the calendar. And each one is within the sequence of the GPS coordinates. All of that is done by iSell automatically. So we have kind of route optimization within the routing model of iSell360. Now that we have the customers defined, the prices defined, the items defined, and the routes defined, it's time to jump into the mobile part to see how the salesman will be able to visit the customer, place an order, collect money, and how his supervisor will be able to oversee him or control or monitor his activity in the market. So in order to do that, I'm going to jump into the mobile part. So here I have my mobile device where the salesperson is now ready, as I said, to go to the market. So we defined for him all the data in terms of routing, customers, prices, items, promotions, and stuff like that. So now he's ready to go to the market. So in order to go to the market, he has his mobile with him. In that mobile, he will be able to see a dashboard when he starts his day, and that dashboard will tell him what actions he has to do in the market. So he will be able to see that he has 3 customers that his supervisor defined for him to visit. 2 of them, he already visited them. 1 is still pending. He didn't cancel any visit. He doesn't have money to collect from the market. He has another 3 customers that are unscheduled, so they are not within his route plan. And he didn't create new opportunities. If he goes to the bottom as well of that dashboard, you will have also what transactions he has done during the day, if he did a loading, if he did a money collection, if he did invoices, sales orders. So all the transactions that he has done during his day, he will be able to see them through that dashboard. Then I'm going to jump directly into starting the visit for the customer. And I'm going to click on the dashboard itself because it's an interactive dashboard, and go to those scheduled customers. Automatically, the system will show in front of me the 3 customers that needs to be visited. 2 of them already visited, 1 not yet visited. I can toggle between view in a list or view in a map view. So I can see them also on the map itself. And even the map is interactive, whereby I can click on a customer in order to start the visit for that customer. I can even ask the system to guide me through Google Maps to reach the customer. However, I'm not going to do the Google Maps and more details at the customer level. I'm going to start the visit immediately. So I click on start the visit. So I'm going to select one of those customers. Okay, and I'm going to start the visit. Automatically, the system will tell me I'm not within the geofence of the customer. And here a small description that the system will make sure that the salesperson is within the perimeter of the customer when he starts the visit. And that control is mainly controlled by the admin themselves or by the supervisor so that they enable or disable that kind of activity. Now I'm just going to skip it. In order to skip it, I have to set a reason for sure. And then I will start the visit for that customer. Once I'm inside the customer, another dashboard now will open for me, telling me what to do at that customer side. So the system now is telling me what to do at the customer visit. So it's telling me that I have to do the stock count. So I have to capture the shelf quantity that is available at the customer. Then that I have 4 items MSL or must stock list, or even we can call them power SKUs or focus SKUs. Means that those are the products where the salesman should focus upon when he does the count and the selling for that customer. And also it is mentioning that there is no overdues for that customer, so nothing to collect in terms of credit or outstanding transactions. I'm going to go directly into the sales order. So in order to do so, I can go to the sales operations, or I can as well use the quick button available in the dashboard, the sales order one that you see over here. I click on plus. The system will tell me when do you want to deliver that sales order to the customer. So I'm going to tell him today I want to deliver that sales order. I click on proceed. And you will see in front of you the item list that is dedicated for that customer. That those are the items that the salesman can sell to that customer. And as also you can see those the yellow stars beneath those items, the first items, those are the MSL items or the focus items. We put them always at the top. For each of those items, you can enter the quantity that needs to be sold to the customer. So I click on plus here to increase the quantity, or for big quantities, I click on the 0 and then I enter the quantity to the customer. You may see also the label suggested over here. This is called suggested sales. The system also, or the sales transactions, especially in iSell360, are equipped with artificial intelligence in order to calculate an intelligent invoice or a suggested sales for the customer. So whenever the salesman goes into the customer and places the order, the system automatically takes the history, calculates, and projects what needs to be sold to that customer during this visit. This is kind of an assistant for the salesperson. So here I entered some of those items. The prices, the stock quantity are also displayed in front of me. Also the promotions that can be applied at the customer, whether they are trade deals, instant promotion, cumulative promotions, basket-to-basket promotions, bundles, all that kind of promotions can be defined through the system and is available in the system to be applied automatically. Once the prices, the promotions, and the quantities are set at the order level, I'm going to close the order. So I'm going to save the order. I click on cart view. And I'm going to submit my sales order. Okay, you can see over here all the calculations done at the order level in order to say what's the total of the order and stuff like that. Once everything is done, I click next. The customer signs because it's a sales order. So we may ask the customer to sign. It's a configuration. We might enable or disable it. So he signs, I click done, and I submit the transaction. So the transaction is now automatically flies and goes to the supervisor. Worth to mention over here that the system will print now in English, Arabic, French, or any language that is right to left or left to right. And also worth to mention that the system, all of the system, whether the mobile part or the admin part, comes in all those languages. So it comes by default in English, Arabic, and French, and with any other language that is left to right or right to left, like Spanish, Portuguese, German, and so on and so forth. So now that the quotation, or now that the sales order has been placed, it will go automatically to the supervisor to approve it, and it will go through an approval cycle. But before I go to the supervisor to see that sales order, I'm going to as well place a money collection. So I'm going to collect some money from that customers. from that customer. For that, I'm going to go to the short button, which is the cash payment. Okay, and over here, just take, let's say, $100. Okay, once again, $100 done. Submit, and now the payment also has been captured from that customer. So automatically, I'm going to just go to the sales supervisor to see how the sales supervisor will be able to manage his salesman and see what he's doing. So I'm going to go to the journeys, and over here, I will be able to see that my salesman, which is the pre-sales one, which is the guy working on the handheld now, that he's in progress. So he's working, he's doing visits. If I click on it, I will be able to see what are the visits that he's doing when he started his day. Those are the 4 visits he's doing, he's currently doing. And this is the visit in which I'm currently doing the sales order and the money collection. In that visit, you will be able to see all the information and all the data of the salesperson done in that visit, so that the supervisor will have a complete vision of what his salesperson is doing in the market. He will be able to see the amount that has been sold, the amount that has been collected, and so on. So you can see the sales amount 55, the payment $100. If I also click on that visit itself, I will be able to see the salesman on the map. So I can see the real location of my salesman. So you can see here, if you drill down, you may see the exact location of your salesman. Not only I can see the visit itself, but also I can have a complete vision of my fleet. So if I'm a sales supervisor and I have more than one salesperson moving on the ground, I will be able to see them. As you can see over here, I have 2 users working, the pre-sales one and the general user. Both of them are working, and if I drill down, I can see them on the map. Where are they? Are very close to each other because using the 2 phones. So you can see both of them, their exact location and where they are currently working. So this is mainly how the supervisor will be able to manage his salespersons. Just before closing, I'm just going to show you as well the reports and the dashboard that the supervisor will be able to see through the back end. So if I go into the reports over here, you may be able to see several set of dashboards. We have visits dashboard in order to track distribution, coverage, productivity, within the geofence, out of the geofence, canceled visits, reasons for cancellation, all the data related to the visits, coverage, and productivity are within those dashboards, and those dashboards are interactive, whereby you can click to change in those dashboards what you can see, what you cannot see. You can even edit the dashboard, so you can click on the edit mode to go and change in that dashboard itself. So you go to the settings and change it. Then you have sales dashboards. Okay, you have return dashboards. Okay, so for sales, you see the best product, the worst product, the best customer, the best salesperson, and so on. You have also the return dashboards, return versus sales, reasons for returns, which item is being returned the most, which salesman is returning mostly products. You have payments, what is your best customer in terms of credits and agings, what is your worst customer, your worst salesman. So all of that is within also the dashboards that you can see in front of you, and even delivery dashboard to see what has been delivered on time, what has been delivered not on time, delayed, and stuff like that. So all this information is also available, and you can extract from the system. So just to close over here, iSell360 is a full-blown solution that will cover your Salesforce automation from a delivery perspective, from a just give me a second to just so back the other slide related to the pillars. So from a direct sales, you can see it: cash van, pre-sales, delivery dispatching, merchandising, asset management, supervisor, and decision-making, dashboards and reports. Thank you very much for your time.